Planning to fly your drone in Denmark? Don't take off until you know these essential rules to stay legal and safe. Hey everyone, my name is Sankalp and you're watching Chasing Whereabouts. If you're bringing your drone to Denmark, whether it's for epic travel shots or just for fun, you need to watch this video. I'm breaking down all the updated drone laws and essential tips of flying drone in 2025 in Denmark, so you can fly legally, safely and stress-free. Let's get started. So one thing which I have been telling about a lot in all of my drone videos, that you have to register your drone in EU. So EASA says that you register your drone in one of the countries in Europe and you're done for all the countries. So what is the registration means is that you fill in your details, your personal details about you, where are you from, your address, your details about your insurance, that means the liability insurance for your drone, and post that they would give you the certificate number along with 3-digit secret pin which you attach it on your drone before flying. So that's the drone operator registration which I'm talking about. The second thing comes is the pilot license. That's a different story all in all, so which I will talk a little bit further in the video. Let's talk about registration of drone. Who is supposed to register their drone? Well, if your drone weighs 250 grams or more, you have to register as a drone operator. However, there is a catch that if your drone weighs less than 250 grams and it has sensors on it, that means a camera sensors of sort like Mavic Mini, then as well you have to register your drone in any of the EU states. So if you want to do it in Denmark, so the link for the registration is mentioned in the description box below. You can check it and follow along in the video. So I'm shooting this video 7 days after contacting the people in the Aviation Authority of Denmark. The problem which I faced was, before making this video, was I wanted to show you what is the registration process for registering yourself as a drone operator in Denmark. However, I was limited because since I'm living in Germany, I couldn't access the Denmark portal and register myself over there. It has been 7 days. I have not got any information from the Aviation Authority because I asked them about the same thing. As and when I get the information, I will just update it in the comment box below and you can get that. So I have mentioned the information about how you can re-register on my website chasingwhereabouts.com. You can go through there. So for people who are not living in Denmark and who don't have a MIT ID from there, they can check out my other videos about registering yourself as a drone operator in Croatia, Greece or Spain. So I have 4 videos around that. You can check it out and you can use that process to at least register yourself as a drone operator at any place. So for EU travel citizens who have been living in some place else, or people who are traveling to Europe and they are starting from some other countries where they want to fly first, they have to register it over there. As a drone operator, what are the requirements for you? So first thing, you should have a ride certification. Second, you should have an insurance. That means your drone is insured, and keeping your drone maintained and labeled with your information on it. So like I said, the secret digit which you get, you have to print it out and stick it on your drone, so that if you bump into someone with your drone, they have the information on which they can fly, claim their liability. So that's the information about which has to be there under your drone. Now we are on the second phase, which is about the drone insurance. So drone insurance is mandatory in Denmark. Well, for these kind of drones which we are talking about with a camera on it, if you're playing with a toy drone which does not have any sensors on it, you don't need an insurance. I mean the kid drone. But yes, Mavic Mini is not a kid drone because it has sensors on it. So in case if your regular liability insurance covers drone, then you're good about it. If it doesn't cover drones, you have to get another liability insurance. What I personally do at sometimes when I'm traveling is that, okay, first I have a normal liability insurance which costs me less, around €4 or so per month, but that does not cover a drone on it. So whenever I'm traveling to some place and I'm planning to fly drone, I just get the insurance which covers the drone operation, which is something which I get it from GetSafe, and link is present in the description box below. And that's how I fly drone when I'm traveling. So I don't spend a lot of money every month for this thing. I'm only doing it when I'm traveling. So let's talk about flight restrictions and no-fly zones. So Denmark has strict airspace rule. So max altitude is 120 meters. Well, it is same for all the EU. So you have to keep your drone in the VLOS, which is visual line of sight. And in case if you're flying an FPV drone, which is with a goggle, you need a second person who has to maintain the VLOS, I mean visual line of sight. You have to stay away from airport, crowds and densely populated area. For most of the drone, you have to maintain around 150 meter from the people who are not involved in your drone. So in case if you're flying your Mavic Mini and there are some people around it and you feel like it's gonna cross them, then you can ask them about it and get an approval from them, as in consent, and if they don't have any problem with it, you can do that. But yeah, not with the horde of people or on the crowd. You don't need to fly it over there. So we have categories in the drone, which is A1, A2 and A3, which are the drone flying categories. We have the classes mentioned on the drone, C0, C1, C2, C3. You can take a look at the chart on my screen right now. So to be simple, A1, which is more like an under 250 gram drones category. So no flying over the people unless accidental, and no flying over assemblies of people, which I said crowd. Now coming to A2 category, which is 900 grams to around 3.99 kg. So follow the 1:1 safety rule, which is height is equal to distance from the people. I mean, that's the safest way to do it, and you don't have to fly over uninvolved people at all. And if you're flying near the private homes and you feel like okay, it's gonna pass them, before someone raise an objection, you should get a consent from them, and that would be the easiest way to do it. So for A3 category, you have to stay 150 meter away from residential. So for A3 category, you have to stay 150 meter away from the residential area. No chance that you are flying close to anyone. And you have to stop flying if someone enters the zone, and no crowd flights are allowed. So Denmark has made a pretty nice guide on their website about the same thing, and you can get the link in the description box below. But yeah, I have summed up all the information about this thing, flying drone in Denmark, on my website as well. You can get it as well in the description box below. It would be that you have Mavic Mini, because that one has the least restriction to flying drone in Europe. So it's gonna fall in A1 category and class 0, which is like freedom to fly in the most of the allowed places. So one thing which would be easy for you is the lower the category, lowest is the restriction. That's the comparison. So I will bring the chart again on my screen, and you can pause this video and take a look at in which category your drone falls in. Now we have talked about how to register your drone. We have talked about liability insurance. Then comes the point when you're not flying your Mavic Mini. For example, you have a drone which is more than 250 gram. In those cases, one thing which is absolute must is getting a pilot license. A pilot license is different as a drone operator. Pilot license is something who knows about flying drone, and that's the license for the person. For drones over 250 gram, you have to study and get a pilot license certificate before flying your drone. So this is how the certificate looks like. If you don't know how to do the pilot license certificate, I have a different video about that. You can check it over here or here, which tells you the free method of doing the pilot license certification. Check that out. One thing which I personally do a lot is that I don't trust DJI application. Since I have a personal experience of flying drone with an application from the country, it's safer even if you do some mistake, and if the application which you're using is the government application and there are some places where you are not supposed to fly your drone but your government application says that you can fly it, then you can bypass and easily save yourself. It happened with me in Germany. I talked about this thing in this particular video. Let's talk about how you can find out where you can fly drone in Denmark. So Denmark has their own application which calls Drone Zoner. So you can download the Drone Zoner application, which is like a go-to application for flying drone in Denmark. It shows you real-time, no-fly zones, permissions, and flight limits based on your GPS location. Super handy for tourists like us. So if you open the Drone Zoner application, it will look like this. On the right hand side, I just searched for Copenhagen. It showed me the map in general. When I click it on the spot, it tells you whether the flight is permitted or not. Like in this case, drone flying is not permitted. And if you want to fly it, there is an exception for A2 competency. So if you have an A2 certificate, you are free to fly it. If not, then you have to apply it through the application form. Now, this is another limitation which I found it, that when you're applying it for the application form, it asks you to submit certain information where you can see that you need a MIT ID, like MIT ID for a private person. And I don't understand why they have written A2 drone competency certificate over here, because that's something where I was thinking that I can fly it as A1 and A3. So I have asked for questions again to the department, and I'm waiting for a response from them, and I will update it on my website once I get it. There's no cost involved for sure. I mean, that's what I know. So as you can see that when I clicked on the start service, it's again asking me to submit ID. So I can't do anything else. As I mentioned in the start of the video that you cannot even register as a drone operator if you don't have a MIT ID. Now, I did got a response from them about this particular information, and they sent out a new link which was not mentioned anywhere else. And from here, I could basically register as a drone operator. So you can see it. The process is pretty easy. Not much of the information is required. I mean, just the basic details and all. But yes, with this link, you can basically register it. So I will be sharing this particular information on my website, Chasing Whereabouts, about the new post. I don't think I have to say it, but filming someone without their consent is absolutely no for Denmark or any place in Europe. So not only it is rude, but it is a GDPR violation. Yes, if you get an approval from them, of course you can fly at that place. So it's something which I have to tell you. If you break the rules and you're caught, of course you have to pay the fines for it. I have personally not paid any fine until now because I'm not flying anywhere illegally. If I can't fly it, and if the application says that I can't fly it, I don't fly. That's it. One thing which is very important, I've been like a travel advice from my side, is that if you are supposed to drop a plan, do it. You have to drop it. I mean, it happened with me. I had the approval of flying drone in Greece. I was in Sunion, which is like Poseidon temple, and I couldn't fly even if I had the approval, was because of the wind speed. So one thing which is very important is check the weather application and check the wind speed and these things, because you should know what is the restriction for your drone. If your drone motors are not capable enough to handle the wind speed, which is absolutely too much in the suburbs, in the coastal regions of Europe, so don't do it. So that was it for all the information which I could gather about flying drone in Denmark. I have collected all this information and written a post on chasingwhereabouts.com. You can check it out if you want to read it. So that's it for today's guide of flying drone in Denmark. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icons for more travel tips and flying guides across Europe. Wait, got a question about drone rules? Drop a comment, I will try to answer it. Thanks for watching Chasing Whereabouts. See you in the next adventure.
Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony.